great evening. Great, happy, blessed evening. My name is Catherine Barnett, and for those who are new here, welcome. I go by Cat Barnett, and this is the Cat Barnett Podcast, episode 100. We made it to episode 100, ringing it in. Um, I just am grateful. I'm tired today. It's been a day, y'all, that I'm coming on here at 10 p.m. Eastern time, but I decided that no matter what, I was gonna show up before the day ends because, like I said, I've been coming on here every Wednesday for 2 years strong. I've only missed like I can count on one hand a handful of times I missed, and it's due to I think valid reasons. So other than that, I've kept showing up each and every Wednesday, and just to see the growth and the transformation is amazing. And I know I'm just hitting the surface. I haven't even um, really started. The best is still yet to come. So it got me thinking of just like how life itself, and when you're going and trying to reach your goals and dreams, like it's a journey, it's a process. And so many times we're so focused on the destination or the end goal that we forget to really appreciate the journey or the process. And lately I just been really falling in love with the process of building things, whether it's in my business or just working on myself, just enjoying the process. Like there's progress in the process. So yeah, today I won't be before y'all too long, but ringing in my 100th episode, it was gonna be with a special guest, but I decided that I just wanted to be um solo dolo on this one, since it's so significant to me. 100 episodes, 2 years strong, and just reminding myself to trust the process no matter how it looks. Whether if I wanted to show up, there has been times, if I'm always honest with y'all, but if I can be vulnerable and um truthful with you guys, there's been times where it's been hard to show up. I haven't always wanted to show up and do a podcast episode, but every time I've done an episode, I felt better. I've never regretted doing an episode. I've regretted or felt bad when I hadn't showed up, or for valid reasons, in my opinion. But um, I never feel bad for showing up when I don't feel like it. So uh, yeah, like trusting the process to me really means having faith in a plan or journey, even when you face hard times and cannot see quick results or the end results. So it is important to, um, you know, really trust the process. Take your time because it stops you from giving up too soon, lower stress about the future, and helps you learn from mistakes. So today I want to go over to you guys with you guys, if it's okay, why it's important and why it matters to trust the process. And then also, 4 steps on how you can cultivate a mindset of trusting the process and trusting your journey no matter where you're at in that journey. So getting right into the episode, y'all. And if I know it's late, but if you are watching it live, let me know that in the comments. And if you're getting value or can relate to anything I'm saying, put value or relate. And also when you watch this on a replay, um, show some love as well and do the same. So getting into this episode, why it matters to trust the process. There's several reasons, and I'll go over quickly with you guys a few of them. And number one is it reduces stress. So it stops you from worrying about things you cannot control, because so many things sometimes are just out of our control, and we have to just have that faith and trust the process that everything will work out in our favor. Number two, it builds strength. It turns failures and bad days into useful lessons. Lately, what I've been saying and even telling some of my friends is that there's blessings in the lessons. There's blessings in the lessons. I truly believe that. Number three, it keeps you going, right? It helps you stay focused on daily habits instead of instant success. And to tie into that, um, what's gonna help you keep going is also by keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Even no matter what emotion you're going through, you keep deciding to show up for yourself and for your goals and dreams, you're gonna succeed eventually. And number four, before I switch gears here on the last one, why it matters to trust the process and trust your journey is it helps you value the journey, because when you trust the process, it shifts your focus from just the final goal to growing along the way. I always say it's not about the destination, it's more about who you're becoming on the journey to your goals and dreams. Like, who are you um changing and transforming into? Hopefully, you're changing into more of the person God created and called you to be, and not further away from it. So, switching over to the four strategic steps on how to cultivate a mindset of trusting the process. Number one is define your goals. Define your goals. So understanding what you're working towards is going to be essential and very important before you can trust the process. Take time to define your goals related to your career, personal life, health, or any other area in your life. Really take the time to sit down, write them down, and make sure that they're specific, measurable, and realistic. The SMART goals or the SMART goals. Specific, measurable, realistic, and timely. Number two is then you're gonna wanna, after you define your goals, you're gonna wanna break it down. Break down your goals. So once you've defined your goals, you can break them into smaller, actionable steps. And this will help you create a roadmap or a game plan for achieving your goals, and also make the process feel more manageable. You're gonna want to maybe ask yourself in the back of your mind, can you identify the key milestones that you'll need to reach and set deadlines for each of those goals? It's always good to reflect and ask yourself reflective questions too, or even write them down. Number three, and please hear me when I say this. Please hear me, you guys, when I say focus on the journey. This is probably the most important one. When I say, like, fall in love with the journey, focus on it. Because instead of fixating on the end goal or the destination, focus on the journey itself. Embrace the challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. Because so many times we want to, like, stray away from and hide from obstacles and challenges when they come our way, not knowing that those are what's going to help shape us and prune us into the person we're called to be. Because you cannot be lead you cannot be called and become the person you're called to be with no obstacles or challenges. It's just not gonna happen. Like it's not um even realistic. Like God and Jesus didn't say that we would go through life with no trials and tribulations, but they did say that we would not go through them alone when we have them, that we will be strong enough to bear them with them by our sides. So remember that, you know, to embrace the challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow, but also stay open to new experiences and perspectives. You can't just live in a narrow minded box. You have to be open minded to things. And remember that success is rarely a straight line, and that setbacks and failures are a natural part of learning. It's a part of life. Embrace um, being a student of life, constantly learning something new or wanting to grow every day. And number four, for the last strategic step to cultivating a mindset of trusting the process in your journey, is stay committed. Stay committed to your journey and your process, even when it feels complicated and overwhelming. Remember why you started in the first place. And I know I say this often, but it's because you have to. When you're going out and setting out to achieve something big or bigger than you, and or just a huge dream or goal that you have to remember why you started, because there will be sometimes disruption, challenges, obstacles that will try to steer you off, to really make you second guess if you really are committed and really locked in to why you said you started what you wanted to set out and start in the first place. So remember why you started and keep your end goal in mind. Keep it always in the back of your mind. But avoid getting too attached to specific outcomes, right? Because sometimes when we're so fixated on a certain outcome or a dream or goal, we can lose sight of just the small actionable steps that we need to even take to get to that goal. So instead of, you know, focus on doing your best in each moment and trust that the process will lead you to where you need to go. And don't forget to celebrate your progress also, even the small progress and the small steps, and keep moving one step at a time. I had such a busy, long day today. That's why I'm doing the podcast this late and not at my usual time. But you know what? I'm still going to treat myself because I still made the promises to myself and I hit 100 episodes. So I'm fired up. I'm happy about that. I'm going to treat myself to probably watching a show tonight, but then maybe treating myself to like some ice cream. I love sweets. Tomorrow. Because I kept the promises to myself. So, I'm trusting the process of showing up each and every day. And I know that trusting the process can be challenging, especially when, you're facing, significant challenges or setbacks, especially when it just, sometimes that saying, when it rains, it pours, sometimes you just feel like you can't see um the end goal or the light at the end of the tunnel when you're going through so many setbacks and challenges. But giving up or losing faith in ourselves can be tempting at times when things don't go according to plan. But in these moments, y'all, this is when it's important to remember that trusting the process is a choice, and that we can always choose to refocus our energy and efforts on the journey ahead, even when we fall off track or fall off the path. I know I've been there. I've fallen off track several times, or, fell or went on the wayside, but God always leads me right back on the path because He already has my path and my story written, and my steps already planted and set out before me. I just have to be obedient and follow. So ultimately, I truly believe trusting the process is about embracing uncertainty, staying open to new experiences, and cultivating a sense of persistence and resilience in the face of challenges and obstacles and that uncertainty. So whether we're pursuing a specific goal or simply trying to navigate, the complexities of just everyday life, um, I truly believe this mindset of just trusting the process, trusting the journey, falling in love with the process, it can help us, stay grounded, focused, and engaged, even in the face of obstacles and setbacks. So just remember to, fall in love with the journey, fall in love and trust the process each and every day. And you'll be well on your way to your dreams and goals. So that is going to conclude today's episode, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so blessed, and man, just really just joyful. I'm just lost for words that I've really made it to 100 episodes, and I feel like I said, I'm just getting started. 2 years in, I'm just growing each and every day. I'm blessed to have the opportunity that God just keeps waking me up to continue to striving for my dreams and goals and doing the things that I love each and every day. So truly, it's been a blessing. It's been an honor to keep showing up here each and every Wednesday. And I'm overjoyed, and we're gonna keep going and just getting better and being obedient to what God keeps calling me to do. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great evening, a great night. God bless you all. And I'll keep showing up here each and every Wednesday, but we're going to go back to the regular time, 8 p.m. to next Wednesday. So see you guys here. And as always, peace, love, and blessings, and have a great night.